Unless you've been living under a rock like Patrick Star or don't know a single person online, then you've probably heard of these Pac-Man looking Astro Boy Saturday morning cartoon character looking silly red boots. These boots have the internet in a chokehold. Like, I can't go anywhere without bumping into them in the streets, at the store, visiting granddad. Like, I tried to go karting just to get away from it all, but no, it can't be done. I'm scared. But we only fear what we don't understand. So I'm going to make it my life's mission to uncover the iceberg that is these silly red boots. If you know how to use any search engine, you'll quickly figure out that these boots are the latest creation from a brand called MSCHF. That's MSCHF. Missing a few letters there, big man. But who am I to say? Not to be confused with the brand MSCHF. That would just be crazy. But MSCHF MSCHF, I used the word brand in the loosest sense, as they describe themselves as an art collective that uses these products as a medium to express their art. And boy, have they been busy. You may think the big red boots are your first exposure to the brand MSCHF. Not that brand, the other brand. But that's not a brand, that's an art collective. The other is a brand, but they're not the brand we're talking about. They are responsible for more than 80 products and projects. Some that you may have heard of are the Lil Nas X Satan shoes, Mr. Beast's finger on the app, Birkenstocks made from destroyed Birkin bags, a blurred stash of cash, and WD-40 cologne. Now, I'm no expert by any means, big man, but if I had to take a guess, the name MSCHF is a very on-the-nose bonk that this art collective is here to poke fun, point out, and make statements using their products, and it works. Sometimes I can't tell if they're making a commentary or just posting, if I'm honest, but each drop has the perfect ingredients to go viral and start a conversation. For example, Eat the Rich popsicles. Ice creams shaped like the faces of Jeff Bezos, Bill Gates, and Elon Musk. Sacred seltzers, 95% holy water alcoholic seltzer drinks, blessed according to official Catholic procedures. And Museum of Forgeries, where they obtained an original Andy Warhol piece and then made 999 exact forgeries of it, mixed the original in with the forgeries at random, then destroyed the authentication certificates so the original was indistinguishable from the forgeries, and then sold them. It's not always a physical product either. Some drops are interactive projects like Netflix Hangout, a Chrome extension where you can watch Netflix shows while making it look like you're on a conference call. Click Swipe, a desktop app that swipes on Tinder every time you click your mouse. It's as efficient and optimized as it is desperate and lonely. And the Anti-Advertising Advertising Club, an initiative program where MSCHF will sponsor you to make TikToks de-influencing and basically creating a smear campaign against 9 evil corporations and brands. Honestly, if you're the unemployed friend at 2 p.m, these drops are definitely worth looking into for an afternoon. MSCHF explain their intended point of the big red boots on their own product page, and I'm gonna read the whole thing. So buckle up. Cartoon boots for a cool 3D world. If you kick someone in these boots, they go boing. The continued blending of virtual and IRL aesthetics has us changing supernormal stimuli. Hundreds of characters, from the mouse to the plumber to the hungry yellow circle, have conducted the same exercise. How do you make a shoe using few geometric primitives as possible and still have it read instantly? When a human hand had to draw hundreds of frames of footwear, this was a practical necessity. It has also produced a symbol. These shoe shapes become generalized in the audience's memory and all fulfill the same purpose: to instantly convey the idea of boot. So in a not so nutshell, that is the full description and the meaning behind the big red boots, but it doesn't stop there. How you present your piece of art is one thing, but how it's perceived is an entirely different beast. MSCHF presented their boot-shaped cake on a silver platter, and the internet grabbed it with its grubby little hands and smeared it all over the wall and the ceiling. Let me explain. My favorite thing to come out of this whole drop is the sample rollout to influencers, and specifically the reaction of the internet. Whoever got a sample pair of these boots just saw the opportunity to get that sweet engagement. It was basically a golden ticket, and people began styling these boots to varying degrees of success. Both people from inside and outside of the intended audience were outraged equally for all kinds of reasons. But my favorite hot take is I have not seen a single person style those MSCHF boots correctly. I mean, she's right, don't get me wrong, but what do you mean? These boots, these big goofy Paddington Bear looking ass boots, You're wondering why people aren't styling them correctly? I didn't have to go to Central St. Martin's to figure out that these boots aren't meant to look good on anyone. They did not have the consumer in mind. There is no win condition for these boots. You are not meant to look good in these boots unless you're literal Astro Boy. I tell you what, the only way you can style these boots correctly is if you're literally wearing nothing, like Pac-Man or Paddington Bear, minus the coat. Not that I recommend it for your cosplay. Some other great things to come out of the sample rollout are the influx of unintentional great content. There's a TikTok of a guy who's got his foot stuck in this boot and he just can't get it off. There's a video of someone skateboarding in their boots. And there's just a constant flow of memes and posts. It's taken on a life of its own, really. It's even inspired a series of edits and renders. At the forefront of this whole thing, June Penelope has produced some really fun content that's just gone viral. She's created some new renders of the boots, one for Rick Owens, McDonald's, Nike Cross Tiffany, which is just keeping the hype train going, which I think furthers the whole original point that these shoes are instantly recognizable, and it just shows how you can push this idea even further. I think the reason these boots have gotten so much traction lately is because you unknowingly recognize these boots. It's like almost everyone online are sleeper agents activated by the code word silly red boots. Like a lot of people, when I first saw these boots without any context, my first thought was, like, I know this is a reference to something, but I don't know quite where. But I like the fact that everyone has collectively fan dubbed these as the Astro Boy boots, and the fact that these boots have been hijacked and are a little bit far removed from its original message. For example, at the time of recording this video, these shoes are listed on StockX for $1,200. They haven't even dropped yet. The SRP for these are $350, which is also quite a lot, but you know, shoes are shoes are shoes. That's just how much shoes cost. So you know the hype beasts, the core figure collectors and the resellers are going to go mad for this one. While on the other side of it all, people don't understand any of it. They don't understand, why does it cost $350 in the first place? Why are people getting so hyped for a pair of big rubber boots? It's a bit overpriced for Astro Boy cosplay, isn't it? But like all good art pieces, it's open to interpretation and it inspires conversation. At the end of the day, whether you love it or hate it, MSCHF have done their job of grabbing your attention long enough for you to have an opinion on big red rubber boots. I'm gonna call it there, but to sum it up, for me, these boots are interesting, but the reactions online are even more entertaining. Am I gonna try and buy a pair of these boots? Probably. I'm going to give it a go. I feel like this is a moment in time. Plus, I think they look pretty neat and I want to get in on the ground floor of that groundbreaking red rubber boot content, or they'll sit on my desk as a constant reminder I had $350 once. And that's me. So goodbye. See you later. Have a nice trip. Get your coat on. Farewell. Don't be a stranger. See you next time, friend.